Hello, I'm back, and this time we're going to talk about the song Swinger, which is actually the second song on the album. And this was written in August of '97. It was the 66th song that I ever wrote. That is hard to say. I've also been talking all day. This one actually has a bit of an interesting story behind it. My roommate Scott and I used to love to go miniature golfing. We did it whenever we had the chance. We were very competitive at it, even though I don't think I won once, not even once. But we always had a great time. Didn't matter if it was spring, fall, winter, summer, we would go. If we could find a course that was open in the winter, we would go. And I loved the fall. The fall was just a great time to be out and about in Denver. So there is a hole that is often found on miniature golf courses where it's basically a stick of wood that hangs over the hole. And, whoever you're playing against typically goes and pushes it so that it swings back and forth while you're trying to get the ball in the hole. And invariably, no matter how you time it, the stick will hit your ball right before it goes into the hole and knock you sideways. And this is kind of a frustrating hole. And so I remember we were out one time, and no matter what I did, it just every single time it knocked the ball out of the hole. So I ended up writing a song about it, and that is this song. It's the sort of the anticipation of, okay, I've got the timing right, and you hit the ball, and no, you don't. You just don't. And over and over again. So that's basically what this song is about. I actually ended up writing 3 songs about miniature golf courses, but the other 2 came from a completely different experience while I was running sound. And but this one, it's a fun song. It's just a neat little journey. And for the tech side of things, it's basically one patch, one multi-level or multi-layer patch on the Korg X3. And I really liked it, and I played around with that, and then I added some other sounds. Now, when you're working in the sequencer on a multi-layer patch, which is going to take up the first 8 tracks, no matter even if it's just 2 sounds, it's going to take up the first 8 tracks unless you reprogram it. All of the instruments that you add to the rest of the tracks, the full 16, will get those effects that are brought in by the multi-layered patch, again, unless you change that. So it's really interesting to go back and re-record these now as individual tracks, because I have to match up those effects to get the song to sound right. And I was able to do it in this case. It was a little bit of work, but I figured it out. And it was a fun song. It's just a fun little ride that you can take. And I think it's one of those ones that's kind of like a good song to listen to in the car, a good travel song. But I hope that you find it as fun and enjoyable as I do. It's a little bit quirky. It's got a really interesting tonality to it. I really like the bass synth on it. The drums are a lot of fun, and just the changes and stuff. You could see, as compared to Dreamscape and One Man's Life and some of the other songs, that I was really starting to get into writing with a little bit more intelligence and a little more skill. And that's one of the things I really like about this, is because it is spread out over 5 years, this album. You can kind of see a bit of the progression if you know where the song was in conjunction to where the other songs were written. And so this one being one of the later ones on the album at 66, I think it really shows a big difference in growth between that and, say, the other 2 songs that are at the beginning of the album. So enjoy. Let me know what you think. Write something in the comments. I'd love to hear your thoughts. And thank you very much.